right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now.
We deserve more.
Of course,
Everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
Standing when a
get this-
transformational figure enters the fray, you got to pause.
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000.
Angel Reese's outspoken criticism of WNBA salaries has sparked intense debate. With her rookie contract barely covering rent, she's demanding change. But is she justified or just bitter? As tensions rise, one question looms. Will Reese's advocacy lead to real change, or will it fall flat? The inaugural Unrivaled Championship was a historic moment for women's basketball, marking a significant milestone in the sport's evolution. The Withered Roses, also known as Rose BC, emerged victorious in a thrilling 62-54 win over the Vinyl. Brittany Sykes sealed the game with a clutch free throw, securing the title for her team. The celebration at Wayfair Arena in Miami was electric, with streamers raining down as the team etched their names in history. Even more impressive is that Rose BC managed this feat without three key players: Angel Reese, Kalia Copper, and Natasha Hiedeman. Reese, sidelined with a wrist injury, watched from the sidelines as her teammates pulled off a gritty performance. However, this win also highlights the financial implications for players like Angel Reese, who received a $50,000 bonus even without playing in the finals. So, what does this win mean for the future of women's basketball? Can leagues like Unrivaled continue to attract top talent and grow their fan base? The real story here might not be the win itself, but the financial dynamics at play. This disparity is particularly interesting when considering the broader context of women's sports. Leagues like Unrivaled are pushing boundaries by offering higher salaries, but they also face challenges in terms of viewership and financial sustainability. The Withered Roses' victory was a testament to teamwork and resilience, but it also underscored the financial struggles that many women's basketball players face. Even with the excitement around the championship, the financial reality for players like Angel Reese remains a pressing issue. The bonus structure highlights the disparity between WNBA salaries and those in newer leagues like Unrivaled, raising questions about the long-term viability of these financial models. As we delve deeper into the implications of Angel Reese's $50,000 bonus, it becomes clear that her reaction on social media sparked a much-needed conversation about the financial realities of women's basketball. Reese took to Twitter to celebrate her payday with a simple yet telling post, "50K need dat." Her excitement was palpable, but it also opened a broader discussion about WNBA salaries compared to earnings in the Unrivaled league. However, this contrast highlights the financial struggles many WNBA players face. But what does this say about the financial struggles of WNBA players? Are they truly underpaid compared to other professional athletes? Sydney Colson, a veteran WNBA player known for her humour, couldn't resist poking fun at Reese's windfall. She jokingly tweeted that she'd be happy to help Reese get rid of the $50,000 if needed. Reese's response was playful and revealing. She explained that her rookie WNBA salary was only slightly more than double that bonus, making it clear she wasn't about to part with her newfound cash anytime soon. This exchange underscores the financial realities faced by WNBA players. While Reese's bonus was significant, her WNBA salary remains modest compared to other professional sports leagues. The financial struggles of WNBA players are not new, but the emergence of leagues like Unrivaled has highlighted these disparities even more. Players are now seeking better compensation, whether through traditional league salaries or alternative income streams like NIL deals. It's also important to consider that Reese's bonus was a one-time payment, whereas her WNBA salary is a steady income. This contrast highlights the need for more stable and equitable compensation structures within women's basketball. Transitioning from the Unrivaled league to the WNBA, it's essential to examine the financial realities that players like Angel Reese face. Her rookie contract with the Chicago Sky is a prime example of the financial limitations WNBA players encounter. Her base salary in 2024 was $73,439, set to increase slightly to $74,909 in 2025. However, Compared to an NBA rookie's minimum salary of over $1 million, the disparity between men's and women's professional basketball earnings becomes stark. What about performance-based bonuses and team incentives? These bonuses, while helpful, do not bridge the gap between WNBA salaries and those offered by leagues like Unrivaled, or even what players can earn through NIL deals. So, how do these bonuses impact the financial stability of WNBA players? However, it's also important to consider that not all players receive these bonuses, which underscores the need for more equitable compensation structures within the WNBA. The financial landscape for WNBA players is complex, with multiple income streams available but still falling short of what their male counterparts earn. The WNBA collective bargaining agreement includes provisions for bonuses and incentives, but these are limited and do not significantly close the pay gap. Players often rely on international play, endorsements, and leagues like Unrivaled to supplement their income. This patchwork approach to compensation highlights the systemic issues within women's basketball, where players must navigate multiple leagues and opportunities to achieve financial stability.
Basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like...
The financial struggles faced by WNBA players are not just about individual salaries, but also the broader economic structure of women's sports. Building on the discussion of WNBA salaries, the Unrivaled League presents an interesting case study with its high average salaries, exceeding $200,000 annually, far surpassing what most WNBA players earn. This financial model raises questions about sustainability. What if they secure major sponsorship deals? Could that change the league's financial landscape? Even with its impressive salaries, Unrivaled has struggled with viewership numbers throughout its inaugural season. The championship game drew 364,000 viewers, a respectable figure but far from what would justify such high player pay across an entire league season. However, critics argue that relying on sponsorships alone might not be enough to sustain such high salaries. This brings us to the issue of ratings and how they impact the financial viability of leagues like Unrivaled. The Unrivaled League's financial model is ambitious, but it faces significant challenges in terms of viewership and revenue generation. While high salaries attract top talent, they also create pressure to deliver high ratings and secure substantial sponsorship deals. If Unrivaled can't grow its viewership significantly, maintaining these salaries could become unsustainable. The league's approach could also pave the way for future women's sports leagues by setting a new standard for player compensation. The success of Unrivaled will depend on its ability to balance financial ambitions with realistic growth expectations. As we examine the financial sustainability of leagues like Unrivaled, it's crucial to consider the role of media coverage and ratings. TNT's celebratory press release about Unrivaled ratings growth added another layer of intrigue to this story, but not necessarily for positive reasons. While TNT claimed a 99% increase in viewership for the championship game compared to earlier broadcasts, critics were quick to point out that this statistic lacked meaningful context given how low overall ratings were throughout the season. However, even modest ratings can be valuable if they represent a dedicated fan base. But what does this mean for the future of Unrivaled and its ability to attract advertisers? If advertisers perceive it is inflating its numbers, it could have serious implications for the league's financial stability. The league attracted fewer than 12 million viewers across all games, a figure dwarfed by single episodes of popular cable news programs like Jesse Waters' show on Fox News. The controversy surrounding TNT's ratings highlights the delicate balance between media coverage and financial viability. While leagues like Unrivaled need strong media partnerships to grow their audience, they also must ensure that these partnerships are based on realistic expectations and accurate data. The perception of success can be just as important as actual success when securing sponsorship and maintaining investor confidence. If leagues and networks are seen as inflating their numbers, it could undermine trust and ultimately harm the financial stability of the league. This issue underscores the importance of transparency in reporting viewership figures, as it directly impacts the financial future of women's sports leagues. Angel Reese has never shied away from speaking her mind, and her recent comments about WNBA salaries have reignited debates about player compensation in women's basketball. During an Instagram live session, Reese revealed that her rookie salary of $73,439 barely covers her living expenses. Her remarks, "The WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all," sparked widespread discourse online, with many applauding her honesty, while others questioned whether she was being ungrateful for the opportunity to play professionally. However, Reese's criticism isn't entirely unwarranted. The WNBA has long been criticised for its low salaries compared to the NBA. Reese's comments highlight the financial strain many players face even while being instrumental in driving viewership growth for the league. While some argue that players should be grateful for their salaries and endorsements, others believe Reese's advocacy for higher pay is valid, given the contributions players like her make to the league's popularity. Reese's remarks also reflect a broader issue within women's sports, the balance between gratitude for current opportunities and pushing for better compensation. Her comments serve as a rallying cry for players who feel undervalued, even with their growing influence on the sport. Building on the discussions around Angel Reese's criticism of WNBA pay, the looming threat of a player strike during the upcoming collective bargaining agreement negotiations adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Reese has taken her advocacy further by addressing the potential strike on her podcast, Unapologetically Angel. She issued a bold warning to WNBA team owners. If player demands aren't met, a strike could be imminent. The timing of these negotiations is critical. The WNBA Players Union recently exercised an opt-out clause in the current CBA, allowing renegotiations to begin at the end of the 2025 season instead of 2027. This decision comes as the league experiences exponential growth, fueled by stars like Reese and Caitlin Clark. The league also secured a historic media rights deal with Disney, Amazon Prime and NBC set to begin in 2026, a deal expected to significantly increase player salaries. However, Reese's comments highlight growing frustrations among players who feel they've been left out of these financial gains. The threat of a strike underscores how serious players are about demanding change. If negotiations fail and players follow through on their threats, it could disrupt the upward trajectory of the league, while forcing owners to confront long-standing issues around pay equity. As we transition from the discussions around potential strikes and salary disputes in the WNBA, it's essential to consider how leagues like Unrivaled are challenging traditional models in women's basketball. Unrivaled offers significantly higher average salaries, reportedly exceeding $200,000 annually, and focus on 3-on-3 gameplay designed to attract younger audiences and sponsors. This model challenges traditional structures in women's sports by prioritizing player pay and entertainment value over long-term financial stability. For Angel Reese and other stars navigating both leagues, Unrivaled represents an intriguing alternative to the WNBA's more established but lower-paying system. Unrivaled highlights what could be possible if women's basketball receives greater investment from sponsors and broadcasters. Its innovative approach has forced the WNBA to reconsider its financial model while giving players like Reese leverage during CBA negotiations. The competition between these leagues underscores the need for sustainable growth strategies that prioritize both player welfare and long-term viability. However, Unrivaled struggles with viewership raise questions about whether its financial model is sustainable without significant growth in fan engagement. Moving from the comparison between Unrivaled and the WNBA, it's crucial to examine how media narratives about women's basketball growth align with actual fan engagement. Women's basketball has seen unprecedented growth in recent years, thanks to stars like Angel Reese driving fan engagement through social media and high-profile performances. This surge in popularity often comes with exaggerated narratives that don't always align with reality. Media outlets frequently tout record-breaking viewership numbers or increase sponsorship deals without addressing underlying challenges such as low attendance figures or inconsistent fan engagement. Reese has been instrumental in shaping these narratives through her outspoken personality and massive online following. Her ability to connect with fans has helped elevate women's basketball into mainstream conversations while attracting lucrative endorsement deals. However, The disparity between media coverage and fan interest raises important questions about how women's basketball can sustain its growth over time. Leagues must find ways to convert this attention into consistent revenue streams that benefit all players, not just marquee names with endorsement deals. Balancing hype with realistic expectations will be crucial as leagues navigate their next phases of development. As we look at the future of women's basketball, the sport is at a pivotal moment in its evolution. The upcoming collective bargaining agreement negotiations will likely shape the future of professional women's basketball for years to come, whether through increased salaries or structural changes aimed at improving player welfare. Leagues like Unrivaled have demonstrated what is possible when player compensation is prioritized over traditional business models. However, their struggles with viewership highlight why sustainable growth must remain a focus for all stakeholders involved in women's sports. For Angel Reese and her peers, striking a balance between immediate financial gains and long-term viability will be key as they push for change. The potential impact of higher salaries extends beyond individual players. It could redefine how women's sports are funded and marketed globally. With new media deals on the horizon and increasing fan interest driven by social media stars like Reese, there is an opportunity to reshape perceptions around women's basketball while ensuring its future remains bright. Ultimately, what lies ahead will depend on whether leagues can meet player demands without compromising financial stability or alienating fans who expect transparency and fairness within professional sports systems. For now, Angel Reese remains at the forefront of these conversations, challenging norms while inspiring others to demand better from those who profit from their talent and hard work. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Angel Reese's comments on WNBA salaries? Should players earn more, or are they already well compensated? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more content.